I can't even tell you when the last time I've done one of these videos. I think it was like back in 2017, 2018. You guys, it is now 2021. Ashley, where the have you been? What is up, YouTube? Okay, so I am back like I have never left, and I just want to apologize. For real, you guys. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I stopped. I mean, I do know why I stopped. I use school and everything else as an excuse. I think it was just so much that I had on my plate at the time to where I just could not keep up. But I will say YouTube is something that I've been wanting to do for years and years and years. And for whatever reason, I just always made an excuse for myself. And I'm just telling myself now, girl, Ashley, no mas. Like, no more. You can't keep making excuses up for yourself, okay? If you either gonna do it or not. Do it! I'm choosing to do it. Like, this is something that I've been wanting to do. This is something that you know, your mind, the inside voice just yabbing at me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm finally here. I am finally back. Like I said, back like I never left. And better than ever, you guys. Not only do I have so much to catch you guys up on, but there's just been so much that has happened over the years of me just being off YouTube that I want to share with y'all. I honestly want to share with you guys. And I want to sincerely apologize. Like, I want to say sorry because honestly, when I originally started my YouTube, I was growing at a actually very rapid pace. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, I feel like I was growing at a very rapid pace. Just within 3 months of posting, maybe I think like 3-4 videos, I had grew 600 subscribers. And to me, that was a big deal because a lot of these subscribers I didn't know. Like, these weren't just friends that was just supporting me. Like, these were a lot of subscribers that it was just like cold calling, that I had no clue who you guys were, and y'all rocked with me. Y'all was rocking with me, and I let y'all down. Like, I told y'all subscribe, and then I'm telling y'all I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I didn't do it. I didn't hold up my end of the bargain. And like I said, I just want to apologize because for something like this to be something that I want to do and I've always wanted to do, it's just like I disappointed myself, honestly. Not only did I disappoint you guys, but I also disappointed myself. Like, this is something that, you know, like I said, has been just nagging at me for all these years, and I have the time now. I could say that I have the time, and even if not, I have the time and I have the support and I have the money if I need to fund this to just for people to help me when I can, right? That's what this video is about. Is welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashley. I'm in this room, and you are watching Sweep's Corner, and I will be giving you everything beauty, lifestyle, recommendations for restaurants, travel tips, and also business tips, because you guys, like, over the past couple of years, your girl has really been building, okay? And honestly, I'm in a very, very new stage in my life, and I want to share this with you guys. I want to share these journeys with you guys, and honestly, there's no reason why I haven't been sharing them all this time. And I, like, especially now, and maybe now I want to do it because I have a lot of friends, and just I have people that I watch that are doing these exact same things that I could be doing, and I just don't. There's no real reason that I haven't been doing them besides I'm calling myself out. I was being lazy, or just, you know, just a whole bunch of other things, and just giving myself excuses. And I'm just, right now, I'm saying no mas, okay? No mas. So, with that being said, I want to give an update on my life. I can't even tell you when the last time I've done one of these videos. I think it was like back in 2017, 2018. You guys, it is now 2021. Ashley, where the fuck have you been? And I'm not going to try to make this too long. If you want to sip some tea, some wine with me, you know what? That's what we gonna do. Let's go grab a glass of wine. Hold up. All right. Y'all want to get some wine with me? Let's do some wine. I got the Proverb California Rosé 2018. I don't know, y'all. I'm pretty sure I got this at one of the events. For those of you that don't know, I am a bartender. If you don't follow me already, I'm a bartender, and honestly, like, I'll work private gigs and they have leftover wine all the time, and so I just be collecting. And so we're gonna try this. I'm not much of a rosé person, to be completely honest, but this is all I got in my closet right now. So cheers. Oh shit. God, okay. Y'all, I'm already spilling shit. We're gonna pour a big one. Cheers to new beginnings, relaunching, and just welcoming back, like, everything, y'all. Like, man, I missed y'all. I miss doing this. Like I said, I don't know why I stopped, but consistency is key. That is going to be my key term for next year. It's 2021. We're going into 2022. That is going to be my word. Like, splattered on my mirror, just like, yo, stay consistent. No more stopping. You have no excuse this time. Period. Okay, sis? Period. Period. So yeah, cheers to new beginnings. If you're starting something, cheers to you. Here's to me. Here's to YouTube. Here's to just all the things, anything and everything that you want to do. Cheers. And while we cheersing and toasting and drinking and sipping, I'm going to update you on my life. So if you need to take a pause, you need to get you some popcorn, whatever, with the woo, do what you gotta do, cause sis, I got some tea for y'all. I'm not gonna go too much into detail. I'll probably do that on like another like series of episodes of just story time. Like, I'll have maybe like have these story times or something like that. But y'all, we gonna start off with just like, I think the last video I did with y'all was pretty much, hey, I'm going to San Jose State. And like I said, that was for like 6 years ago. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to San Jose State. And then I'm pretty sure I did a couple of reviews with y'all. And after that, school took over, man. School took over. I hated San Jose. I did not like San Jose. I did not like the Bay. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I worked. So it was school full time. And shit, I felt like I was working full time. I mean, obviously that's not necessarily the case. I wasn't like a manager or anything. But as soon as I turned 21, which was my junior year. So as soon as I pretty much turned 21 and started at San Jose State, you know, I went there with my sister. We went there together. But she had a boyfriend at the time, and she just never had time for me. And I think I joined a sorority. Guys. I didn't even pledge. I went the white route, y'all. No, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I did. I'm an AFE, so shout out to my AFE girls. That was interesting. If you guys wanna, I could do a story time about being a black girl in a white sorority. This is very interesting, and how come I didn't pledge and all those things. That's a story of itself. Like I said, I kind of just want to do the little jot downs of everything, and then if you want to go into more detail, if y'all have questions, I am more than welcome to, you know, share them. I found out that I had family out in San Jose. That was crazy because I never even heard of San Jose. I didn't even know it was a tech city. I didn't know anything about San Jose. Honestly, I didn't even want to go there. The only reason why I went there was because process of elimination. All the schools that I got accepted to, I got accepted into, I think, shoot, where did I get it? Northridge. I got accepted to Northridge. I got accepted to Clark. In Atlanta, I got accepted to Sacramento. I got accepted to San Fran. I didn't even know. I probably would have went there had I knew that. And then I got accepted to San Jose State. So every school I pretty much applied to, I got accepted in, and I chose San Jose State. I think I said all those in my very last video. And I mean, I guess it was cool. Like, it was cool going with my sister. You know, she also did the sorority with me. She was also AFE, but she dropped. She didn't like it. I kind of dropped at the very end because I ended up getting in the politics side, and I absolutely did not like it. And yeah, so after that, I kind of really like laser focused. I was just ready to get out of San Jose too. I worked, school, work, school, work, school, and then I graduated. I graduated in 2017, and in 2017, that was also around the same time that I had my hookups with my relationship that I am no longer in. I am no longer with he was my high school sweetheart. I am no longer with him. But we remain very good friends still to this day. He's in a relationship now, so we don't talk as much, but we are still very cool, and I still absolutely love and adore his mom and just his entire family. Like, they done so much for me, like characteristic wise and everything. Like, I will always have love for that family and just how they helped raise me to be the woman that I am today, or influence me and raise me to be the woman that I am today. So with that being said, that is 2017 in a nutshell, right? Well, I also studied abroad that year. That was really cool. I was in Europe for 3 months. 3 months. I studied Spanish out there. Yo, I want to go to a Spanish speaking country so bad and just be there for a year. Like, that is still a very big goal of mine, is to become fluent in Spanish. Like, it has to happen somewhere, somehow, some way. It has to happen. I hate this COVID shit happened because, like, I really do want to go live, like, out the country for a year just to become fluent. Anyway, that's here nor there. That's 2017 in a nutshell. Graduated, studied abroad, blah, blah, blah. 2018, I was back home, and I was really, like, struggling. Like, not just mentally. Like, you know, after you get out of college, you know, they don't tell you that just some of the struggles that you kind of mentally that you face, like finding jobs. You know, you feel like you coming out of college and it's like guaranteed. Bitch, no. Don't let them tell you that lie. It's no guarantee. It's as if coming out of high school, kind of. I mean, they still ask for your degree and all that stuff. Like, they want you to have it, but they want you to have more experience than that. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just, y'all, my intake on school, my perception on school is very, very different. It's like, don't put me on a panel because I might say some shit that they don't want me to say. Anyway, so that is school. Moved back home, damn near depressed, was trying to work on my relationship. That wasn't working out, and I was just sick and tired, y'all. I was just sick and tired. And I was serving at the time, something that you don't need a college degree for, and I will probably always do because I just love it. But I was serving at the time, and yeah, I hated my job. I was working at a place called Concrete Cowboy, and it was the worst job I've ever had. It was the worst. It was the fucking worst. They were just, it was just very snobby. I know, I could tell they didn't like me there. They had favorites. We weren't one of them, if you know what I mean. And they just picked on me a lot. They were attacking my character. And I remember, like, I have applied to only one school, and it was pretty much an excuse to get me out of, an excuse to get me out to LA. I applied to USC. And it was crazy. It was one day that I was, excuse me, whoo. I even asked my manager, I was like, hey, like, I have an interview for a school. Like, do you mind if I take this interview? And so she was cool. She was like, yeah, cool. Y'all, she tried to come in, like, she let me use her office and everything, and then, I don't know, after that, she started being funny, and tried to come in and, like, interrupt the whole ass interview, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I literally gave you a heads up. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure I quit that day. After that interview, I'm pretty sure I quit that day. Actually, it was a little bit of both. It was like they were trying to fire me, but right before they could fire me, I quit. I was like, you know what? Oh, so y'all got another problem y'all trying to bring up? You know what? Fuck this, I'm out. And just, I don't know, pray for this, I guess. Like, one thing I can truly say about myself, you guys, is jobs are just not for me. Like, I just cannot work for people. I hate being told what to do, and I just, you know, especially when it's not being appreciated, like, that's like one of the biggest pet peeves of mine, because I work my ass off. Like, I put my all into something when I go into these jobs. I treat it like if they're mine, right? And I'm just like, why? They never value you. Like, ugh. Anyway, so that's what happened. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I quit that day. And I think because I thought that interview went horrible. But it turns out that me being at work actually is what helped me get the second interview. I landed the second interview, and I just remember, like, he actually ended up becoming one of my professors. He was just like, what if we don't, choose you as a student? And I was just like, well, then I'll just do things without y'all. Like, I don't need y'all. I said, but I would very much love to have USC, back me in whatever it is that I do, And I don't know, like, they really liked me, and I think it took them a while to get back to me. I thought I almost didn't get it. I think I had 3 weeks to move to LA. They hit me and they were like, oh, you have the funding for it? I'm like, yeah. And at the time I thought I had a scholarship. I thought I did not. And I was like, yeah. And then they was like, oh, so, we know you live in Texas, but would you be willing, like, could you move here? And I'm like, oh yeah, I can find something easily. Y'all, no. But we reached out to student housing, and they actually did have something for graduate students. And I think it was only like 12 units for grad students, but I was able to get one of them, thank God. And yeah, I packed 2 suitcases and moved my ass on out to LA, and I've been here ever since. And it's been crazy, y'all. Like, there's so many stories within the story that I'm telling you right now that I could truly, like, dive in and hone in on, of just telling y'all, like, LA just it's different. It's truly different. But I knew this is somewhere that I wanted to be. Honestly, I feel like this is somewhere I truly belong. New York too, by the way, that's another story. But it's just been crazy, like, how things happened gradually. And I had, like, as soon as I left for college or for grad school, like, I ended my relationship. I was totally done with that. And like I said, we're still friends to this day, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I was ready to leave him. I was ready to just start a whole new chapter. Mind you, I knew nobody. I think I knew like maybe 3 people out here. And that's just from the networking that I was doing before I even moved out to LA. Because I was already doing, honestly, the back and forth and casting calls and videos. And I was already doing that before I moved to LA. It got to a point where I was traveling to LA maybe like twice a month. And so I knew it was time to move there, but I was so scared to not have like a plan, and so I used school as an excuse. And honestly, I took USC for granted. So once I did get in and I got there and I got in school, I didn't realize how much USC alone as the school, like, carried weight. So when I would tell people, like, when I would meet people and they're like, oh, like, what, I was like, oh, I go to school, and they're like, oh, where do you go? And I'm like, USC. They're like, oh, it's a good school. And I'm like, well, thank you. And it was just so funny because when I tell you, y'all, I didn't think anything of it. And then here it is, that scandal came. I went there when that scandal happened about the whole, like, finding out that what's that lady name? I can't think, but like how she paid her daughter's way or something like that. Yeah, I was there during that time. And it was crazy. It was crazy, y'all. And I was also there during the whole, like, cases with the guy who was like, and not to be, like, insensitive, but, like, that's such a sad case where, these women were being, like, I came during a weird time, y'all. I came in during a weird time for USC, that's for sure. And not only that, like I said, I moved August 2018. Student housing, that was trash. My rent was $1,300, y'all. I stayed in a studio. Shit was crazy. Literally all my student loans went to that, and tuition, and I still had to come out of pocket. And y'all, I was struggling. Like, there was so many times I tried to drop out because it was just not worth it for me. And I was like, I'm already here now, but I just, my friends was like, stick to it, and you already took out loans, you're gonna have to pay them back anyway. And I'm like, y'all right. So yeah, that was that. I graduated in 2020. I know I'm kind of speeding up. So like, okay, actually, let me go back a little bit. 2018, started school. That was great. I extended my program. And it was crazy because 2018, 2019, y'all, was when shit just started happening, like, back to back to back. We had Nipsey die. That was right up the street from me. Then we had Kobe who died. That was, like, I was getting ready. I was doing a retreat. I was hosting a retreat at the time. And we've been getting ready to go to Big Bear. That was crazy. That happened, and honestly, we were heading into the mountains already. That was such a foggy day. Like, I totally agree with anyone who was, like, on this case about that they should have never been flying, because I remember that day vividly on what it looked like, and the clouds were not clear whatsoever. It was not the typical sunny LA that most people know of. It was very, very cloudy that day. What else? Honestly, we shouldn't even been driving in the mountains, to be honest. But yeah. Anyways, and then after COVID, and then not only that, I had moved, y'all. During that time, I was homeless. Shout out to my girls, y'all. Honestly, I probably would have had to go back home if it wasn't for you guys, because for like 2-3 months, I thought I had a place. I had to check the company that I was interning for had my back. Like, they gave me an advance to go pretty much give this deposit. It was like a $4,500 deposit for me and these other girls to get this new house. And I think they were being racist, honestly. And so they I don't know, they just went with someone else, all after they had already told us that we had the place. And I was like fighting I'm like, here, take my money, like, here's my money. Like, we had co-signers and everything, y'all. That story was crazy. Finding housing out here is crazy. So I ended up actually being homeless because I was depending so heavily on that, and I had nothing to fall back on. So for like 2 months, I was crashing at like 3 of my good friends' house. So shout out to y'all, Drea, Angelique, Callie. I will always love and respect you guys for holding it down for me, although it was hard times. And I don't know, y'all. I made a vow to myself never put myself in that position ever again. Like, it was cool during the time being, but y'all never, like I said, never again. And so that was like in a nutshell, 2018, 2019, right? And then I finally found a spot. I finally found a place. Because I didn't move till the summer of 2019, actually. So I think October 2019 is when I moved into the place that I'm in now, and I've been here for about 2 years. And so, and I dedicated myself to this, like, hey, like, I'm gonna be here for a couple years. This was a great place because I had the master bedroom. I got a huge space. Honestly, it was bigger than my studio that I was paying for, and I paid way less, and I could afford it. And so I knew this was the place where I needed to stack my bread, get my shit together, and just laser focus on in and really just figure out what it is I'm doing here, what I want to do, or just really just be able to focus on building my network. I knew that was a huge goal for me in LA, was to just build my network. What I wanted to do with it afterwards was beyond me, but we're figuring that as we go. And honestly, I have built a really amazing network just being out here. And so with that, it was hard finding jobs. I moved out closer to the valley to be closer to my intern, which I'm no longer with them. But that was a music royalties company that I was working with. Because as you guys know, I don't know if I told you this, but I moved out here for entertainment, to be in the entertainment industry. And I'm not in it so much now, but I want to get back in it. Like, I miss it, right? And so I've been applying for jobs and stuff like that. But I originally was doing music royalties, and that was with a startup company. And it was just a lot of kind of like broken promises with them of just when I was going to get like a salary paying job instead of just a stipend, because I honestly like, what I was getting paid was nothing. It wasn't even my rent, honestly. I was literally getting by. Like, I was drowning. I was just like, help me. Just, y'all, it was so bad. Like, I was struggling, and then my company gave me an advance. I'm just now paying them back for that advance. Like, I'm in debt with the company that helped me. Like, y'all, it's been a whirlwind. But shout out to them for really having my back too, because if it wasn't for them, like I said, a lot of these things, like, I probably just would have had to go back home. And LA is one of those places where you really like sink or swim. And so to be in the situations that I was in to where I'm at now, like, I'm truly blessed and I'm thankful, and I'm so grateful, like, truly. And so, like I said, that was 2019. I moved here, and it was so crazy because at the end of December of 2019, like, mind you, I lived in a townhome of 5 bedrooms, right? There's only 1 bedroom downstairs. Y'all, tell me why we had a flood. This house, first of all, this house was disgusting, but I took it out of desperation because, like I said, I was crashing on my I was sharing a bed with one of my friends, and honestly, I didn't want to do it anymore, and she was about to start charging me half her rent, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not paying half a rent to share a bed with someone. Like, it's just not happening. So I was like, deadline, like hard deadline. I am moving somewhere October 1st. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's nuts. So yeah, I found this place, and yeah, moved in the next day, girl. And like I said, been here ever since. But we had a flood downstairs. Our fucking toilet erupted. That was crazy. And so my roommate from downstairs, we actually ended up being really close. Shout out to Bree. Had to move in with me. And after moving, it was so funny. She was there because we had to do renovations downstairs. So she stayed with me up until February of 2020. And then guess what, y'all? I'm thinking I had the room to myself. I started, you know, I'm one of those people, like, I anywhere I go, even if it's a rental, like, I turn it into a home. And so I painted my rooms and all this stuff. And next thing you know, like, she's finally moving downstairs, and I'm thinking I got the room to myself, and boop, what happens? COVID comes. So then COVID comes, and then my sister and my little brother came to live with me. Like, that's a whole nother story. My mom was really going through it at the time. I mean, honestly, when I moved out here, my mom was just going through it, period. Like, that is a whole nother story. Like, shit's just been hard. I was sending money back home, and it was just like, yo, like, I'm in one of the hardest cities for myself, and I don't have family out here. The last thing I need to be doing, I'm struggling my damn self, and I'm having to take more money out in my loans to give to you. Like, it was, y'all, it was crazy. And so then 2020 happened, and like, with my mom going through her stuff, and like the lockdown happening, and my sister took my little brother out for his spring break, and then they ended up coming here, and they ended up just staying longer, like I said, because of what my mom was going through. So it was just a shit show, y'all. We was crammed in, like, thank God I had the master bedroom, y'all. We were crammed in this room. We had, like, I had the air mattress, which was a queen size, full size, and then I have a queen size bed. We had 2 mattresses in this bitch. 2. And then I had my projector screen, so we was able to watch TV. And then my little brother, I had a little TV in the corner so he could play his game. We was all crammed up in one room. Like, y'all, I had to pay double in bills. I done lost all my jobs, mind you. Like I said, after I left the startup company that I was doing the music royalties with, I had started an artist management intern position. That fell through after like the 3rd week. That sucked. My bartending that I got hired back in January fell through. I mean, I was still working for them, but they closed down for like a month or so just to reopen back up for like the takeout and stuff. But I still wasn't even making money off that. And then that became a hostile environment because a nigga wouldn't leave me alone. And then, so I quit that job. Like, 2020 was a shit show. I'm sure for everybody, but like 2020 was like something else. I'm gonna sip to that one, so give me a sec. That was that. I'm trying to be like brief, but also like I want to make sure I'm going through the timeline. So like I said, my sister and my brother actually ended up staying with me from March all the way up to March, April, May, June, up until June/July. And then in July is when I went to go like kind of take my brother back home to my mom I went to go take my brother back home to my mom. But then that was also a shit show because I don't want to tell her too much of her business, but she ended up having to move, and she ended up moving out to Houston, and so I had to help her move. And so I ended up getting stuck back in Texas trying to help my mom move. So that was crazy. And as much as I love my mom, I can only be with her for about a week before we start ripping our heads off. So imagine being with her, you know, me having to be with her for a month. And if you guys know me personally, then y'all know that was anyway, love her dearly though, right? You know, you gotta love your mom. So yeah, y'all, I broke down. I was crying. I was like, I want to go home, because I wasn't expecting to be there that long. Like, I was literally just supposed to drop my brother off. It went from dropping my brother off to like literally putting my life on hold and making sure my mom and my brother were like set. And after that got settled, I think July, like August, I was able to come back home in August and finally get my life together. Whew. Sorry, y'all. My memory card got full. Okay, so yeah. So like I said, finally was able to get my life together after I came back. Like I said, that was back in August. And that's when I kind of started reaching back out to like a lot of the people that I knew, just seeing like if they had any projects going on, if I could be a part of, just really kind of tapping back in with my LA network. Because like I said, I feel like I was just out of the scene for a really long time. And like I said, I needed to do something with my life. Like I just was egging to just be around people again. And so yeah, I think that was August. And then I kind of stumbled upon like doing private gigs for like these poker games and bartending for them and stuff like that. And so like that's kind of like between that and another thing that also was keeping me afloat, just so you guys know, you know, I feel like I could say this even that, you know, I live in LA. I was kind of at one point I started to make them, but then I found a supplier who does the same thing. So I was like, let me save some time. And so I would sell edibles. I started selling edibles, and that's one thing that kept me afloat during COVID. After I quit my job, that obviously unemployment helped me. What else? Like a lot of those things kind of just helped me kind of stay afloat. I started doing like graphic designs, but of course these things were all like sporadic. So between doing that, the edibles, one thing I can truly say about 2020 and like just I will say I was still traveling. I was still very much traveling, and I actually have a lot of content for you guys that I can share with you that I will be posting. I have a lot of I was just doing a lot during 2020. Like my life really never stopped. It stopped maybe the first couple months, and like I said, I had graduated in 2020. That was weird and I was actually kind of pissed because, you know, I didn't get to walk. I wanted and I was asked to walk. I was asked to walk the first year, but because I extended my program, I was like, no, I'm not going to do that because that's a tease. Let me just wait a whole nother year. Y'all, I wish I walked. I just should have walked with my friends, and then my parents could have met their parents. Like, it was beautiful. I got to meet, I just should have walked with them. Because after they had the whole digital thing, and I was like, man, this is, like, honestly, when I was graduating, I was driving. I was headed somewhere. And I remember someone was like, oh, why are you always on the move? I was like, because I got money to make. Y'all, it was crazy. Like, 2020 was crazy. And then just the whole, like I said, the graduation thing. Man, and then they tried to hit me up this year talking about oh, we're gonna have a graduation ceremony if you want to be a part of it. I was like, y'all could go kick rocks. Like, I'm just gonna take my L and call it a day. Like, I already took that L a year ago. I don't need to reopen that wound, okay? Like, I did my fair share of tears of not being able to celebrate with my family, besides my sister and my little brother. I mean, we did the whole Zoom call thing, but it's not the same, y'all. It's not the same. I don't care what people say, that shit is not the same. And so I was really butthurt by that. Like, so when they hit me with you wanna come back? Oh, but by the way, you can only have 2 people. No, screw y'all. I'm out. I already got my degree. Deuces. Y'all, like I said, I'll just take my L. I do want my ring back though. So I lost my ring when I went on vacation one time. I swear, I think someone stole it, but whatever. I mean, thank God for insurance, right? I still haven't bought it yet, but I need to get that real soon. But yeah, so in a nutshell, that's 2020, graduated. And you know, it's crazy because, like I said, my mentality, I can truly say I died and came back to life during the pandemic. Like, for a minute I was sitting around kind of like, what was me, what do I do? I lost all my jobs. But when your back is up against a wall, you guys, like, you truly, like, I don't know how to explain it. You just, at least for me, like, I've always been a hustler, right? So I just kicked into gear. I kicked into true hustle mode, right? And then at one point I was even Ubering. I tried the Uber thing. I broke down in tears when I did that because I was like, how am I a grad student Ubering? No offense to anyone that's Ubering, but I was just like, I got too much going for me to be. Anyway, just because I could not find a job at one point. I could not find a job. And then I found that bartending job. But like I said, once COVID hit, like I lost a lot of things. And so I had to really like, it made me change my mindset to a point of like my school has been teaching me USC like ownership. And then like one of my mentors, I call him my uncle because he's one of the first people that helped me down, and like he honestly acts like an uncle. But shout out to L. You know, he was like, be a producer of what you consume. And my mind just shifted into that. You know, when we were on lockdown, it's like stay home. You know what was the only thing that was really open was the essentials. But you know what was funny? Why was drugstores still essential? Like liquor stores, dispensaries, those also remained open. Crazy, right? How is it that those will remain open but restaurants weren't? Like, I don't know. I just thought it was weird. But seeing that y'all want to keep shit like that open, okay, cool. I'm just as much as a consumer. I started producing. I found suppliers and people who also made the edibles instead of me taking the time out to make them. I started selling edibles. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And if anyone who knows me and was in my circle and y'all fucked with me, I appreciate you because y'all allowed me and my family to eat. Because like I said, I was no longer just looking out for me and feeding me. I was also feeding me, my sister, and my little brother. And honestly, shout out, you know, even like the restaurant I was working at, that really helped because I was able to bring food home. I swear, I feel like the man in the family. I just felt like I was the provider. I was providing the roof. I was providing the food. And like, it was just like, what are you bringing home to eat today? It's like, while my sister was like, we were literally playing house while my sister was being the wife and cooking breakfast and making sure my little brother did his schoolwork and stuff like that online. Like, it was crazy, y'all. But coming out of 2020, like I said, I changed a lot. My mentality changed. Like, I really got down to the nitty gritty. Like, I just, at some point, y'all, when I swear, I know I'm not the only person that thought this, but as soon as 2020 hit and the pandemic, like, fucking morals went out the window. Everyone did. That's when OnlyFans really popped off, y'all. I didn't do OnlyFans. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of those girls that would side eye and be like, damn, like, if only. Because y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I think my OnlyFans would be popping, okay? But I didn't do it. But I did some other things, though. Like I said, y'all, the underground world really became popular, okay? I could talk about that another one. But anyway, so yeah, I started doing underground games and stuff like that. Like, I went into the underground world. I mean, that's all you could do in LA. And honestly, and still, if you wanted to make good money. And like I said, a lot of companies were furloughing and a lot of companies weren't hiring. And so I was like, man, screw this. You know, entertainment just was too sporadic for me at the time. Like I said, I had so much going, y'all. When I tell you, I had like 2 contracts that were in place. From the Lovers and Friends contract to this contract for the Cannabis Cafe for us doing events. Like, there was this company I was working with. Like, we was doing the like casting. Like, I was in there. Okay, but shit happens, and our last event that we did was the St. Patrick's, and after that was the same day. I remember that was the same day the NBA shut down. They stopped doing their events. And we almost was like, dang, like, should we still do ours? And I was like, man, fuck it. We done already, like, set shit up. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was our last event. And then that's when we went into that. And then, like I said, that's when everything else happened. And like I said, coming out of the pandemic, like I said, my mind shifted. And so things were great for me from all the hustles that I was doing. And like I said, it was the edibles. And then I also, me and my homegirl, shout out to Amy, became partners, and we got a place in Dallas. We got an Airbnb. So now I'm in the short-term rental business. I plan on getting another one. I want to get 2 more. I want to get one more in Dallas, and then I want to get one, in LA. I want to get one in LA, especially by January. So, y'all, let's throw that out there. Let's do it. I will have one. So, go ahead. Do what you will. I will have one out there in January, February. I have to. Anyway, so I went in working for somebody and working multiple jobs to now kind of working for myself. For those that's wondering, you know, I get a lot of questions like, what do you do? Like, I can truly say this, you know, I know this is weird to say, but like, y'all, I do me. Like, I don't know how else to, I do me. That's how I've been able to get by from. And that's one thing that I can say about, like, anywhere you move to, make sure to have a skill set that is universal, a universal skill set. From whether it's bartending, I bartend, I know how to do graphic design, video editing, stuff like that. So I've been able to put myself on just projects, and however I meet the person in whatever place or environment or atmosphere that we're in, and depending on what we're talking about, I never say I do all these things. I actually kind of let that unravel on its own. I always focus on just what we're talking about. So if we're at a bar and let's just say I'm talking to another bartender or a manager, oh, I'm a bartender. Are you guys hiring? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I would get my foot in the door. Or if I'm on production or something, or just whatever, like, I'll be like, oh, I do graphic design. Like, what do you need? You know what I'm saying? Or if I can't do it, I'll outsource it. I have other graphic designers that I know. I would do stuff like that. Or because I have my camera and I am well versed in Adobe suites, I would be like, oh, I know how to do photography if you're looking for BTS, like, and I would show them my work. I have a portfolio. And so it's just things of that nature, how I would just really make sure to work myself within a certain room that helped me get by. So like I said, I from the graphic designs to, you know, I had a lot of friends that smoke weed or do edibles and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, well, I'm around them. Like, why not just, I have someone that I know who's a supplier and that will give me a really good price. You kind of just put the two together. You kind of just start filling in the gaps. And that's what I just started doing. Like, I just started thinking of things that I can do on my own to where I would never have to depend on another person for my money ever again. And that's one thing that I truly can say I gained from the pandemic just because of the shutdown. Like, that really put me in a bind, all because I chose to rely on someone else for my money. I was like, this can't ever happen again, and it won't ever happen again. And even if I do choose to go back to a 9-to-5, I will still always have my own thing going from now on. And I made a vow to myself to do that. So now, like I said, I have my short-term rental business. I have, I still do the edibles. I have a few accounts on my edibles, but that was really that was like a quick thing, like, that I needed. I'm still interested in the cannabis industry and, like, you know, possibly getting into that, like officially, you know, but as we all know, that takes a lot of money. So I also have my own clothing line now. I could truly say I also have my own clothing line. And so I've been focusing on that, is just the private gigs for the bartending, which has been keeping me afloat, which allows me to have a flexible schedule, but also be able to focus on my stuff and the things that I want to do, which is YouTube, for example, or my clothing line. And that's been tough on its own, and I'll do another video on just getting started and the pop-ups and things of that nature, tips, and or just kind of taking you guys through that journey with me. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to lately. For those of you that's asking, I truly can say I've been doing me and just using the skill sets that I already have and maximizing on those. I have officially registered myself as a business, so Sweeps Corner is now LLC'd, and I'm just kind of using it as until I'm generating enough revenue just of it for its own entity. I'm just kind of operating as one business entity, which is just, like I said, the short-term rentals, the bartending, and private gigs, and modeling, hosting, like all that stuff, like just me as a brand itself, and then my clothing brand. I know for a fact my clothing brand will have to be its own eventually, but I just started that one, so I don't want to venture off and pay two different, you know, LLCs and taxes on that when I don't have to. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, this is kind of like my life update. I kind of took you guys from 2017, 2018, all the way up to 2021. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've just been focusing on me, and I'm ready to take the next leap. I'm ready to do all the things that I've always wanted to do and just stop being so goddamn scared. I know I'm capable of so much more, and I'm gonna still remain humble, but I'm done like trying to be all quiet and not do the things that I literally am watching everyone else do, and it's like some of the same things that I want to do. I'm ready to finally get in front of the camera. I'm ready to share my experiences with you guys. I'm ready to be a person of influence to you guys, to let you guys know from where I was mentally, space, like my headspace, mentally, all that stuff. Like, if I can get to where I'm at, and I'm not saying I'm like in the end all be all, because I'm not, but from where I started to where I'm at now, and like I said, being in LA, where this is a place you sink or swim, like, I feel like I can really share my experience and help somebody out there who probably is even on the same road as me. And like I said, like, maybe we can even help each other out. Who knows? But if I could do it, you guys, you can too. I know that sounds so cliche, but I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I finally get what these people are saying. Like I said, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but just remaining the person that I am, just a pure loving heart, and like continuing to strive for more, and brainstorming all the time, and just being around people who also, just my peers alone influence me. It doesn't always have to be a celebrity or like a mother or a parent. Like, my friends alone influence me. Like, I have people that I'm surrounded around that are just true ass bosses, like stuff like that. You surround yourself with that, like, all you can, I mean, if you're not a jealous person, all you can do is be anything but inspired. And that's me. And I want to be able to do the same for you guys. And I know I already have a lot of friends that kind of, I will say, like, look up to me, and like they'll come to me with questions, and because I know a lot, like, and I'm a very resourceful person. And so, like, I want to be able to share these resources. And so if I can help, and if my friends are coming to me on a personal level, they may not do it on a grand scale like this, but like, if they're coming to me already personally, I can only imagine the other amount of people that I can maybe help, or just shed light, or just, like I said, just share fun experiences, and maybe you guys can relate to on this spectrum and on this medium. So I'm super excited. I'm done talking. I'm kind of winded, and I'm sure you guys are done listening to me talk. So thank you if you made it this far for listening. Shout out to everyone, like I said in this video, that has helped me throughout so far. I love you guys. I love you guys for watching. And cheers, y'all. Welcome to my channel. We are Sweet's Corner. This is my entity, and we're gonna have a ball, okay? I'm going to show you what life is like in LA, okay? And just my life in general. Y'all, my life is like a movie, okay? And I'm ready to share it, okay? I'm done playing hide and go seek. We out here, we outside, and we doing big things. And I want to take y'all on my journey with me. Cheers. Bye, y'all. See you next time. But I ain't just never cried, the gangsters never die. Shit ain't no movie, this ain't scripted, this ain't dramatized.